I took all 32 participants of the Club World Cup, placed them on a US map, and made them fight for total domination. Who will be the last one standing?
I'll pick
United.
First, we spin the wheel to decide who is attacking. Here, Al Hilal. Possible targets of the attack are Real Madrid, Flamengo, Inter Milan, River Plate, PSG, or Benfica. By spinning the wheel a second time, we find out who they are attacking. Benfica. We simulate the match, which Al Hilal win by a single goal, so they take over the land that belongs to Benfica and can also add Benfica's two best players to their squad. Di Maria and Otamendi now play for Al Hilal. The next attackers are Fluminense, who face Borussia Dortmund, but lose with a score of 2-0, so they are erased from the map and their two best players are transferred to Borussia Dortmund. Now Borussia Dortmund are attacking and try to invade Miami. They are successful at it, so Inter Miami are erased from the map, and Jordi Alba and Lionel Messi are now players of Borussia Dortmund. Next, the Moroccans from Casablanca are trying to take over Juventus's land, but the game ends in a 3-3 tie. So nobody is erased from the map, but the best players from both clubs are swapped and now play for the other team. The Emirati club Al Ain attack Porto, but nobody can score a goal. So again, no club is being invaded, but the best players from both clubs change their teams. Inter attack Flamengo, beat them by 1-0, take over Flamengo's land, and add their two best players, De Arrascaeta and Pedro, to their squad. The Argentina side River Plate try to invade the attackers from last round, Inter Milan, but are beaten by 4-0, and Inter continue to expand their territory as well as their squad with River Plate's two best players. Mexican side Pachuca take on the Italian side Juventus, manage to beat them with a single goal and erase the Italians from the map. Moreover, Vlahovic and Koopmeiners are now players of Pachuca. Next, Botafogo beat the South African attackers of Mamelodi Sundowns with a result of 3-1, thus expanding their territory and adding those two players to their squad. In a very tight match, Palmeiras are successful at defending themselves against Argentinian side Boca Juniors and erase them from the map. This also means that Boca's two best players, Sergio Romero and Cavani, are now part of the Palmeiras squad. Atletico beat Casablanca by 4-0, invade their territory and add this guy here, and Bremer, whom Casablanca got from Juventus earlier, to their squad. Chelsea win against the attackers from Seattle by 4 goals, erase the Sounders from the map, and Rudiaz and Morris join Chelsea. Next, the Austrians from Salzburg beat Mexican side Monterrey, expand their territory, and add Ocampos alongside Sergio Ramos to their team. In the next battle, Borussia Dortmund beat the Egyptians from Al Ahly Cairo by 3-0, expand their territory to the east, and add those two guys they will never need to their team. Al Hilal, who have already beaten Benfica before, can also beat Italian side Inter Milan by 4-1, continue their expansion, and add Barella and Lautaro Martinez to their squad. Having tasted blood, Al Hilal themselves attack now and beat Brazilian side Botafogo by 3-0. They further expand their territory and improve their team with those two guys here. In the next match, Atletico Madrid beat the Emirati attackers from Al Ain, take over their land, and add Rahimi and Diogo Costa, whom Al Ain got from Porto earlier on, to their squad. Palmeiras win against New Zealand side Auckland City by 4-1, invade their small territory, and transfer those two guys who will never play a single match for the Brazilians to their team. Next, PSG beat the Japanese Urawa Red Diamonds by 2 goals, take over their land, and also add 2 players to their squad they will never need. Now it's getting interesting. Al Hilal, who have already kicked out Benfica and Inter, are attacking again, and they could face Real Madrid, Chelsea, LAFC, Salzburg, Atletico, PSG, or Pachuca. The wheel tells them to attack Salzburg, and they've managed to beat the next European club. So their territory becomes even bigger, and they can also add Ocampos and Sergio Ramos, whom the Austrians got from Monterrey before, to their already pretty improved squad. The next attackers are Real Madrid, and since they are surrounded by Al Hilal, the Saudis are the only target. But they've managed to beat the meanwhile pretty strong club by 2-0, conquer their land, and add Lautaro Martinez and Milinkovic-Savic to their squad. Manchester City, whose only neighbors are Palmeiras, attack the Brazilians, but end the game with a goalless tie. So the best players from both teams are swapped to the other team. In the following match, Bayern beat Porto by 3-2, take over their land, meanwhile adding Pepe and Varela to their team. Tunisian side Esperance beat Mexican Pachuca by 3-1, conquer their territory, and add the two former Juventus players, Koopmeiners and Vlahovic, to their squad. In the next match, Borussia Dortmund, whose neighbors are Korean side Ulsan, Palmeiras, Bayern, Atletico, and Real Madrid, attack Atletico, but lose by 2-1. They are erased from the map, and the Dortmund striker Guirassy and Lionel Messi, whom the Germans got from their win against Inter Miami very early on, are transferred to Atletico. Chelsea attack LAFC, beat them with 3 goals, and invade California. Moreover, this victory also allows them to add Carlos Vela and their former player Olivier Giroud to their team. In the next round, Atletico beat Korean side Ulsan with a single goal. By this, take control over the whole Southeast and add those 2 guys who will never play a match for Atletico to their squad. The next attacker is Real Madrid, and they could face Chelsea, Tunis, PSG, or Atletico. The Wheel of Fortune gives us a Madrid derby, which Atletico managed to win with a score of 2-0. By this, they erase their rivals from the map, and more importantly, add their 2 best players, Jude Bellingham and Kylian Mbappé, to their team. In the second match between those teams, after their goalless draw earlier on, Manchester City now managed to beat Palmeiras with a last-minute goal and expand further to the west. With this victory, they can also add Edinson Cavani alongside their own player, Rodri, whom they lost to Palmeiras before, back to their team. With only 6 teams left, Chelsea attack Knicks and try to invade their only neighbor, Atletico Madrid. But the Spanish citizeners beat the Londoners with a stunning score of 4-1, expand further to the west, and can also use Caicedo and Cole Palmer for their upcoming matches. It's again Atletico who are attacking now, and they could face all of the 4 remaining teams. The Wheel of Fortune tells them to attack PSG. Said, done. They win against the French side with a score of 2-1, erase the Parisians from the map, and take control of their 2 best players, Donnarumma and Marquinhos. The only remaining non-European team, Esperance Tunis, are the next attackers, and they have to face their only neighbor, Atletico Madrid. In a very tight match in which they were in front twice, they lose by 4-3 goals in the end. Atletico thus continue their expansion and take control of the former Juventus players Vlahovic and Koopmeiners, who have already changed their teams several times in this format. Among the 3 remaining teams, FC Bayern, Atletico Madrid, and Manchester City, the citizens are attacking next, and they could indeed face either of the other remaining 2 clubs. But as always, it's again Atletico Madrid who are involved in the match. And the Spanish side once again managed to defend themselves, even beat the citizens with a score of 1-0, and in preparation of the final match against Bayern, improved their team with Rodri and Erling Haaland. Now the time has come. The grand finale. Who will take control over the whole US? Will it be Bayern or will it be Atletico? But first, we have to spin the wheel to decide who's attacking. And it's Bayern. With all the new world-class players, though, Atletico are clearly the better team. But without further ado, let's simulate the match. Atletico did it and control the US now. Do not forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. And join Alpaca United. Be an alpaca, because alpacas are the new goats.